Good morning, everyone. My name is Marta. I'm part of the university's environmental sustainability team, and this is another live stream which we're doing as part of GoGreen Salford. GoGreen Salford is 4 weeks of free activities and events which we put together to help our community become more environmentally conscious and take actual action. Today we will be joined by Josh and Holly from the Impact Score. Impact Score created an app which helps us shop more sustainably by scoring products according to their sustainability and also suggesting more sustainable alternatives. So today we will be talking about the app and also how you can help create it in the future. So let me just bring Holly and Josh into the live stream.
Yeah, no problem. I'm Josh, so I'm one of the two founders of Impact Score. My background is in data and IT, specifically data with retailers. And I'm also doing an MSc in ecological restoration at Eden as my postgrad.
And I'm the marketing piece of the Impact Score team. I do the kind of marketing and comms, bit of market research, and yeah, I wear quite a few hats. But my background is working with sustainability companies. I'm a freelance consultant, and Impact Score came about a couple of years ago, and since then it's been really taking off. So just really excited by this opportunity to speak to you. So thank you very much.
Well, that's great. Thank you very much. I'm also excited to be able to speak with you. I've been really excited about the app itself since I heard about it about a year ago. And so today we're going to go into what the app actually is, how you can use it, and what the next steps are. But before that, I think, Holly, you have a challenge for me.
Yeah. So we really want to help people to be more aware of their shopping choices and the impact that has on the world around us. And as you said in the intro, we score supermarket products mainly. We're going to expand, but mostly groceries, against a range of 14 different sustainability metrics. You'll get apps that focus on one metric, maybe carbon or water or nutrition, but actually the USP of our app is that it covers so many different varieties of what people think is sustainability. They can make their own personal choice that aligns to their values. So I'm just going to give you an example of this. I went to the shops earlier. Here's what I prepared earlier, and I've got 3 boxes of cereal. They're all very similar. They're all chocolate flavoured, but they all have different sustainability ratings for different things. So first up, we've got Kellogg's Crave. When you do scan the barcode on the product, the app will show you how many badges it could be eligible for, but isn't. So this one only scores 1 out of 6 potential badges, and it scores highly on the low carbon footprint. So if low carbon footprint is your thing, this might be the one for you. Next up, we've got Shreddies. It looks kind of good. It talks about like wholemeal at the top, whole grain, and this scores 5 out of 7 badges. And the 2 that I'm most interested in for this one is that it's made in the UK and it's fully recyclable packaging. What it isn't, it's not a healthier option, and it's not free from additives. So that's the badges for that one. And finally, Choco Pillows, which sound really nice and comfortable, don't they? This scores 2 out of 6. And the badge I'm interested in for this one is that it scores on sustainable palm oil. So it doesn't contain unsustainable palm oil, which this one does. And so, as you can see, depending on what you care about most, you could choose one of these 3 items if you use our app in store and scan them. What are you most interested in, Marta? Are you sustainable palm oil? Are you low carbon? Or are you UK made and recyclable packaging?
It's sort of an impossible choice, isn't it? I think intuitively, I would go with the one that has the lowest carbon footprint, because that is all the that is what we hear about everywhere. But what I really like is actually you can look at sustainability in sort of different ways, and there might not be a product that gets all of the badges, but at least you get you can choose sometimes the lesser evil, I guess you could you could call it.
Exactly. That's exactly right. And it tends to be a compromise. So most of the products won't score for something. And that, again, that means that you can just choose your products based on your values. My friend's daughter's
Yeah.
with animals, so she's no animal testing and she's higher animal welfare badge, and that's all she pretty much uses as she goes around the store. So it completely depends on who you are.
Yeah, and I think this is what I really liked about the app when I first heard about it, the fact that it takes into account such a wide range of different aspects of sustainability. And I like this idea behind it. Josh, you're one of the founders of the app. Can you tell us a little bit more about this sort of journey and the idea behind it?
So I started this a little while ago now, and the initial debate came about during the Panama Papers. So for anyone that doesn't know, the Panama Papers were just a leaked document that highlighted anyone that's been tax evading or avoiding tax in Panama bank accounts that's usually anonymous. So it let us see who was doing it and the extent, and it was pretty shocking. And in the headlines was a well-known coffee brand, and we were having a debate with a couple of people about whether we should be buying from them or whether we shouldn't, and the kind of boycott versus non-boycott, those kind of issues. And out of it, the question arose of the most important thing is that the public has easy and free access to see. So let's build what was a website at the time and has come on a lot since then. So we started talking about tax, but then the idea kind of spread and became, really, who do you want to give your money to, and who do you want to not give your money to, which is almost as important. So do people align with your values, and are they doing something with your money that you wouldn't like them doing? So this is where the idea of sustainability meaning different things, as Holly's just mentioned, which is why we've expanded, and we've now got these 14 different criteria which allow people to make their own idea of sustainable and then buy in line with what their own idea is. So that's kind of the offer that we've come up with off the back of that lets us work with retailers and brands to try and improve their products, but also to put our scores against them, so that when people are buying products, they can buy easier, more in line with what they care about. So yeah, that's kind of it. We've partnered with a couple of universities. We've got obviously working with the University of Salford. We're also working with the University of Chester, and we've got outside partners, Chester Zoo, Exmoor Zoo, WWF, and we're trying to create this kind of something more, an easy way of having a big impact and being able to align your spending habits with what you care about. So yeah, that's where we're at today.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's yeah. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to add. I just had a thought. Then is as Josh said, we're working with lots of different partners across kind of education and conservation. Because we're really interested in the education piece, to be honest, because actually sustainability and understanding of it and taking action will come from young people, and that's where we need to focus our energy in terms of educating them on what's happening. They're so well educated already, like, don't get me wrong, they probably know more about climate change than I do, and they're the passionate ones, and they're the ones that we're reaching out to through different schools and networks that we have. And this opportunity with you, obviously with your students as well, is fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant that our students have this opportunity to hear about this from you as well. And I think it's very clear in your sort of mission that you want to help, generally speaking, the public to access this information about sustainability, but also I guess targeting such a wide range of people, wide range of different values must also be quite challenging, in the sense that, how do you make sure that you develop the app in the right and most helpful way?
Yeah, definitely. We're really keen to, we listen to people, really. So this is ever evolving. The app is always changing. We're constantly soundboarding what sustainability priorities people have, because they will evolve over the years. We saw a huge peak in sustainable palm oil a few years ago, a real interest in that. I think that came about around the time when Iceland pushed out an advert that got banned, trying to get people to boycott palm oil products, which a lot of the industry experts say is not the route to go. Interestingly, low carbon, huge peaks on that, especially during COP26. And we've just released a survey that people are completing at the moment. and their priorities. It's quite interesting to see. So we asked them, when you're considering what groceries to buy, what product features are most important in terms of sustainability? And the key ones that are coming through are product packaging and higher animal welfare. And carbon's actually a few more rungs down. That might evolve as more people complete the survey, but we're always really keen to keep on top of what people are interested in. And obviously, the app is driven by the users. We've got nothing to do with it. We're kind of completely unbiased. We're not being paid by anybody to score products in a certain way. We work with subject matter experts who help us make sure our algorithms and our methodology is validated properly, and we listen to the people. Another insight, if I can just pull out from the survey, which was really interesting for us because it demonstrates people's ability to change their behaviours, is that 86% of the app users say the Impact Score shopping app has helped them and their families live more sustainably and healthily. Obviously, brilliant, great, that's what we're there to do. And also they told us, so we said, where do you want us to take the app next? You know, we've got it now, it's working really well. Where do we put effort into developing it? And they want us to help them evaluate their own personal impact on the planet and their personal shopping impact. And they want to be able to track that through so they can see where they're improving. So that's our next challenge, and that's why we're looking for funding support to develop that element of the app. So yeah, any talented entrepreneurs out there or investors, you can come and talk to us.
Definitely.
And we have actually shared that survey on our Twitter, and I will put the link in it in our stories and in this post as well after the live stream. And thank you for sharing these insights with us. And I personally find it interesting that carbon is lower on the score that I thought it would be. Obviously, this shows my sort of personal perspective. And also speaking about the sort of next steps and how you want to approach the app. With sustainability, often there's the question of responsibility as well. And I really appreciate everything that you're doing to sort of help, drive brands and retailers to do better, and for us consumers to make more sustainable choices. But it sort of feels like it should be the government's job to actually legislate better labeling on those products. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it 100% agree. It absolutely should be the government. The issue is that they're just not doing it, or at least not doing it up to the standard that's required, considering the scale of the issues that we've got. Just one example is the plastic on fruit and veg aisles. It's taken 7 years to come from the person who's coming up with the idea and saying, isn't this a good idea? Everyone agrees, and then it still doesn't happen. And 7 years down the line, we've just now agreed that it's going to happen. And we simply don't have that time for some of these other issues. We can't wait 7 years for them to adjust regulations when it comes to CO2. So it is the responsibility of government, but usually they play a catch-up role a lot of the time. So they're currently focused on net zero, which is good. That's because that's what everyone's talking about. That's off the back of COP26 and things like that. So that's the zeitgeist, and because we're saying that that's what we want, they legislate behind that. So that's kind of why we've taken the role and the angle that we have, which is we give a much wider spread. And as soon as people start using it and buying products differently and showing what it is that they care about, the legislation will then follow that. People will feel more confident bringing it up, and people will find it harder to kick it into the long grass, which is a lot of what is being done at the moment around sustainable legislation. So yeah, it is the government, and it makes me very angry when it doesn't happen and it's moving so slowly, and that these kind of things are required. But I think they are required, and we as consumers and then as citizens need to be able to prove that this is what we want and kind of force the issue a little bit. So that's what hopefully this tool will give us the ability to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we're involved in kind of lobbying and campaigning from the top down, as it were. But a lot of what we're doing and a lot of other people are doing, especially in terms of sustainability, is grassroots up and taking action and making our voices heard and strength in numbers. So we are creating a community of kind of impact score champions as well, if anybody's interested in joining us. And we've got a whole series, a programme of events across the year to lobby and campaign and to push this beast forwards. You know, labelling on packaging is being talked about a lot in the industry now, which is fantastic. But as Josh said, 7 years from plastic wrapped produce to loose produce, you know, the wrapped report that came out last week saying that was going ahead is really motivating. When if it's going to take that long, we all have to do something about it now. And then when they finally do legislate, hopefully impact score shopping will be in place to help support that movement.
Yeah, completely agree. And thank you so much for sort of giving us this way of taking action in our daily lives. And I'm really excited to hear more about the champions and all the events that you will have going on.
Oh,
But is there anything that our community... Oh, did you lost me there for a moment?
Lost you for a minute there, Marta. What was that?
Can you hear me?
Can now, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I don't know where you lost me. So I was just basically saying thank you for your work. And I was asking if there is anything that our university community can help you with now or in the coming months.
Yes, please. Can I get one in there? We really want to speak to students. It's a demographic that we've not yet had the chance to speak to properly. As Josh said, we're working with a number of other universities in the UK to access students that care and have a chat with them. So we're going to be putting on a workshop for students. It will be 1 hour virtual on a weekday in a few weeks' time. And there'll be hopefully be students from different universities taking part, where we can sit and listen and have a chat with them about how they want to live more sustainably, what kind of impedes them from doing that, how we can help them with our app, and how we can help them in a wider context as well. So yeah, if I could give you those details, Martha, if you could circulate those, that would be brilliant. The other obvious ones for people watching are please download the Impact Score shopping app from your app store, and you can follow us on social media at Impact Score app. And we'd like to hear from you what you thought about today and any questions you have. And if you want to be a champion, do let us know.
Yes,
absolutely.
I will definitely share all
100% agree.
And yeah, I will share the link to the app, to your other social media, to this channel, of course, and the wrap report as well. I think that would be quite interesting. So look out for that on our social media. Thank you very much, Josh and Holly, for joining us today. I really look forward to hearing more, and I will be sharing all the information on our profiles as well, in case anyone would like to take part. Thank you very much for your work. Thank you for joining us, and thank you to everyone listening to us this morning.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.
Bye-bye.